Greetings and welcome, my friends. You have come over to the Synthesizer channel. This is Synthe Size Me, a new version of our most loved synthesizer decks. This one is definitely a bit different from what we've done before. The key is still getting a synthesizer in play to make plenty of robot overlords. With this version, we've gone with a bit more resiliency, so it's quite alright if the opponent snipes our synthesizer. In some cases, we'll actually want to sacrifice it. Insanity, right? We kick it off with 3 copies of Tarrian's Journal. This little book is a sacrifice outlet where we can sacrifice a creature or artifact and draw a card. It is legendary, so extra copies are duds. With the journal, we plan on using it to draw, and eventually we can get a token copy of the artifact we sacrifice when we get an Esoteric Duplicator in play. Oh yes, we'll be cooking, my friends. Tithing Blade is up next. It's simply removal, packaged in the form of an artifact. It'll force the opponent to sacrifice a creature while it counts towards our robot overlords. With a duplicator in play and a journal, we can get an endless stream of removals. Add a helm, and we have more removals than the opponent could possibly be able to deal with. GG's, bro. Esoteric Duplicator is a powerful artifact that gives us a copy of any artifact we sacrifice as long as we pay 2 mana. When we pay the mana, we get a token copy of the artifact we sacrificed. It's a powerful ability that can see us get token copies of our key artifacts, and we want token copies because of the helm. Copy. Also, the more duplicators we have in play, the more token copies we can generate. The synthesizer is our key card once again. This is the synthesizer channel after all. The helm is here. Its job is to make token copies of our token artifacts. If we make a few more robot overlords, we've done well, but if we can make token copies of Tithing Blade or Synthesizer or the Sinister Monolith, then we can rule the board. The Cornucopia is a great mana fixer as well as a way to gain life. And it's an artifact, so it'll trigger Synthesizer. The extra mana is important to help get our more expensive cards down a bit earlier. Heaped Harvest is a bit of ramp as well as getting us a bit of life too. It doesn't need a sacrifice outlet. We can pay 2 mana and sacrifice it. With a duplicator in play, we'll get a duplicate copy if we can pay the 2 mana. A lot of extra ramp plus synthesizer triggers. Yes, please. The Sinister Monolith is a slow life drainer that can also draw us a pair of cards. By itself, we're not relying on it to do much, but if we can start duplicating it, we'll have a pile of life-draining artifacts that can draw us more cards if we need it. Discard is running rampant in Standard after all. Conduit of Worlds is a great artifact that lets us play permanents right out of our grave. They destroyed a synthesizer? We can get it back. The only thing we will be concerned about is cards that exile. The Mightstone is a great artifact. It can function as removal or card draw. Although it is legendary, so we won't be able to make a pile of them, it can still be worth copying. Chimil is a fantastic artifact to have in synthesizer decks, as it gets us a free card at the end of each of our turns. With the cards we're playing, most of the time it'll hit something we'll want to add to our board. The Flesh Gorger is our only man in the deck. For 3 mana, we can play him out early or late in the game. We can play him out for the full 7 cost. This guy is a great artifact to sacrifice when we have a duplicator or 2 in play. We can start fabricating an army of lifelink men that trigger the synthesizer when they enter play. For lands, we have a pair of Mirex. The little guys are artifacts that count towards our robot overlord power. 3 Restless Vinestalk, the Simic Man land, 3 Restless Cottage, the Golgari Man land, 3 Restless Reef, the Dimir Shark land, 5 Forest, 4 Swamp, and 4 Island. Playing the deck is pretty basic. It's all about getting out what we can to build up our board early. Snipe enemy men when we can and draw as often as possible. Fetching out lands with the Heaped Harvest can be a big help. It will gain us 3 life if we're under pressure. Pulling lands out of the deck is always a great idea since it can slightly improve our draws. The synthesizer is key, so is a duplicator and helm. Getting those down along with a journal can let us snowball out of control. Being able to make a token copy of anything we've duplicated is huge. We can generate removals at will, or synthesizers, or flesh gorgers. That's the deck, boys. Let's go play some games.
Do you want to play a game?
This is Hell Zero. Welcome aboard the synthesizer train. We don't stop You have to jump. We get a shuffler special, a 2-lander with a pretty good mix of cards. We like getting removal in a synthesizer. All we need is a 3rd land. Keep your pants on. Bro had to mull. Let's wait a second here. He's probably on some sort of combo. No messing about. We get a 3rd land and it's an island. We couldn't have scripted this any better. They fire off an augury. That's usually a toxic staple. We'll keep our eyes peeled. On the plus side, they did tap out. That's going to give us freedom to drop our synthesizer. I like these, and in that order. We can play out the duplicator next time around and follow it with the harvest, both of which will trigger the synthesizer. They play our shark. That's unfortunate. We have to snipe one of our own. We can't let them keep it. It'll create an army of incubators. Infinite blockers is not something we want to see. Let's flip things around. We were going to go with Duplicator first, but let's get the harvest down. That will get us our 5th land and make Duplicator shenanigans that much easier to pull off. They vortex our robot overlord to the realm up in the sky. He's gone for good, but he has buddies coming. This is Duplicator time. It'll also pop out another robot overlord. The AI have learned to replicate themselves. Another robot overlord eats a vortex, like a pie. We don't have enough mana to pay to sacrifice the harvest and pay to duplicate it, so we'll just play out the journal and pass the turn. There will be more action coming next time we untap. Oh, so that's it. They're actually mono blue. No matter how you try to paint it, the time for mono blue is past. We already have removal on board. They obviously don't see it. We draw another duplicator. My jaw drops. We can't play it out this turn, though. That will have to wait. This turn, we harvest and bring down the Doom Blade. And get another robot overlord. The factory keeps spitting them out. That's right, that's a 3 mana token. At this point, even counters can't stop our plays. Sleep tight, mono blue, and GG's. This is Fever Dream. No, wait, it's Flying in a Blue Dream. Put the knife down and nobody gets hurt. We're going first with a 4-lander. All that's missing is some green to be able to throw down the Cornucopia. Keep. All 3 shark lands have shown up. Synthesizer on schedule thanks to the island. Hopefully our draws line up with what we have in hand or help improve our board. A Toxic Avenger. Are they Simic? Because we might be in trouble if they are. They played a Mirex, so they might have problems with colored mana. Another Cornucopia is okay. The synthesizer might give us a shot at finding a green mana. Golgari Toxic it is then. Their awkward mana might give us a chance. Another synthesizer gives us a great chance to find more mana. Let's land one and get the train rolling. We have a Flesh Gorger on top, along with another Mightstone. We can send down the stone. We'll keep Fleshy since it triggers the synthesizer and we're able to play it with the mana we have. They play out a Canker Bloom. That's kind of bad news. They'll be able to snipe our synthesizer. Alright, well, synthesizer number 2 coming in. No way it landed. Did they just botch it? It's too late now, we'll get a robot overlord. That canker bloom should have been sacked before our second synthesizer landed. Oh no, bro, you're giving the game away. They used it to proliferate. I find it hard to believe they don't know what the synthesizer does. Don't they watch the Synthesizer channel? We'll be able to keep generating robot overlords with the fleshy we have in hand. It would be so nice if we could just play out a cornucopia. That's fine. The fleshy is a fine eater of rot priests. Fleshy will get us a pair of men. They're not going to have enough removals to slow the train. We're not stopping, bro. They're planning something. More removals? A Golgari Toxic Nightmare? Something beefy like that 4/4 for 3 mana? None of the above. It's another proliferate card. We finally get a green mana. Let's step on the throttle. We can get up to speed now. Let's build an army worthy of Mordor. Let's send it. One of our men has to be blocked. They can afford to take 14. They block up to defend their life total. Both of their men might be going under the wheels of the train. Our robot overlords might not even feel the speed bumps. Go for the throat. That's useful against us. It might as well be cut down. That's GG's. This is Daytona. No wait, it's Claytona. The weird-looking cousin. Where's the brain in that head? We get another 4-lander. This one has at least one of each of our colors, along with a synthesizer and a harvest to help dig up more lands. Keep. Utterly unbelievable. The otter shenanigans have come to town. With them tapped, it's unlikely they have a counter anyways. Let's drop the synthesizer. We've got 2 lands on top. We really don't need more lands. We'll send both on down. They play a quick study, but Pearl of Wisdom would have been much better. It would have been 1 mana. We'll take our hit. We've got our men coming. The factory is starting to warm up. They spend their turn getting a double otter. They decide to hold their men. That could give us the bit of time we need. Amazing. Another synthesizer shows up. We have mana to play out the Mightstone to snipe one of their men and get another robot overlord. Then we can throw down the second synthesizer. A Chimil and another harvest are waiting for us. Well, keep both. Chimil will draw first. They get their card draw back, but that's it for their turn. We'll land Chimil, and we can follow it up with our Fleshy. The robot overlords are rising up to overthrow the otters. GG's, bro. This is Hater, no wait, it's Sammy Hagar. Don't be such a hater, bro. We get a 3-lander this time. All the goodies are here. We'll have to play out the Cornucopia for blue mana unless we draw into it. Keep your pants on. They are probably going to be on counter men. Kami and Bill are the prime suspects. We get a journal. Let's play it out. We have assembled the combo. All we need is Duplicator and the Synthesizer in play. The shenanigans could be very real. A hothouse. It's been a while since I've seen one of those. Landfall combo, maybe? Where are we going with this? We'll plant our synthesizer. The factory is landed. We'll keep the Fleshy, but send the Conduit on down. We don't need the Conduit soon, but Fleshy will add to our board. Opponent, you're gonna want to do something other than play lands. We could go with the Duplicator, but a Fleshy feels like it would do more for us in the long run. Oh, hey, there's a Kami. We knew they'd have one. They make it a 4/4, but that's a wee bit small. And they have one card in hand left to try to do something this game. We'll play out the Duplicator. The Monolith is extra draws if we need them. But so far the game looks well in hand. And they block up. The Kami is just roadkill. Do what now? Where'd this snake come from? We're at 26, we can afford to lose 4 life. It's time for the other Fleshy to get in there. Our robot overlords are hungry. They want a pair of snakeskin boots. Let's walk over there and get some. They get a 12-12, which is nice, but it can't do much more than block. We'll start drawing with the journal. The duplicator means we don't really lose much of anything, and when we get the token, it'll generate another robot overlord. They get a turtle. Turtle power, bro? Is that what's going to get the job done? Glissa seems good, but that's not enough to stop the train. A small Hydra. Fancy. They are still 3 blockers short of being able to block all our men. It's GG's when we swing in. We get a helm, let's play it out. This deck is weird that sometimes you want to sacrifice your own synthesizer. We'll get a token synthesizer at the end of our turn and be able to copy it with the helm. They are in for a world of pain. Fleshy has menace. You need another body to block it, bro. That's the stuff. This is car, Mom. No, wait. It's Carmere. Whatever floats your car. We get a 3-lander with a removal and a synthesizer. The duplicator is just gravy. Keep. They get a miner. I like that guy, but not when he's on the other side. We'll throw down the blade and make them work to get their miner back in play. No freebies here, bro. They passed without plays. With blue mana up, they could have a counter. We'll go with a harvest to test the waters. There's an enormous hiccup. We're not struggling for lands, so it's fine if they counter it. If it goes through, we'll start building up a mana advantage. It finally goes through. Maybe they have card draw. We draw another harvest. Let's play it out. Make them use their counter or whatever it is. Meanwhile, we'll be stretching our mana advantage. Another turn where they do nothing. We'll go ahead and sacrifice one of our harvests to get another land. Let's test for counters yet again. We'll try the duplicator. If we get it, we'll be able to keep harvesting our deck for all our basic lands and a near endless supply of food tokens. We knew they had it. They tapped out so we can go ahead and land one of our synthesizers. They thought they'd made a good choice. That's the plan? A sort of version of Mono Blue? Our plan is to delete their plan. We'll play out the Mightstone and snipe their guy. With the Mightstone, we'll have enough to play out the second synthesizer. The first of our robot overlords arrives in time to see their guy disappear. We baited their counter out perfectly. GG's car mom. And that, my friends, is another satisfied customer.